baby, I said it's a little slow today. I said on a Friday. It's like shoot, Friday's been a little slow, but it's been a lot going on. I said, baby, I said we get into that next up. But first off, like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. And it's your boy Paul. So let's get down to it. So first up, we gonna get into some of this messiness. Baby, I said so, my girl. Let's work it on into it. Let's start off with uh Trey Reed. I said the young man who ended up being found on the campus of Delta State University. Apparently, it's been reported that the official report is that this young man is the coroner has ruled it to be a suicide. Now, this happened in Mississippi, and I'm like, not shocking. It's just there's different reports that have came out that I don't know if it's true or not, because there was another report prior to this final examiner. They saying that there's so-called footage of leading up to what happened. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it, haven't heard anything about it. I just been seeing little reports here and there on different blogs and stuff saying that there's been footage of this leading up to what happened, to him being found. I don't know. And I haven't heard anything else. It just a report came out saying that the coroner said that it was it's a suicide. But hopefully his family ends up finding out what really happened. Because I said it just don't I don't see I'm gonna be honest, I don't see somebody going to this length of shock value not to just to do something like that. Not if you're in, you're dealing with self. If you're dealing with yourself and you know your mind and you have issues going on, mm, just thinking out of the head, and you can't deal with what's going on in your life or what in your mind is so bad that it then got to the point of you wanting to leave this earth. I don't see that type of situation just something that you're gonna do. That's a shock value that speaks way beyond anything if you didn't leave a letter behind or wrote something up on your computer or your laptop or your phone telling these are what and how I felt and why I'm taking this sort of measurement. It's like, yeah, it's still is to me, yeah, they just looking this was just like clear, like we're gonna close this. It's like y'all already lied to the family. So to me, it doesn't matter what the coroner ruled it as because the police lied to the family instead of telling them the truth. And they had to find out through the chief doing a public, you know, TV announcement on the situation. But that's just how I feel about it. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the Trey Reed situation, being say that it was suicide. So let's move on to the next. Let's get into I'm gonna leave my girl Cardi for last. But let's get into Stephen A. Smith. So he just started his new political show where he get directly into Jimmy Kimmel. And he said he went Jimmy Kimmel monologue about Mr. Kirk was not funny. And that's all that he got to say. And I said, I expect nothing less from you. Because I said you weren't really gonna tell the truth or be honest about it. I said the monologue was not funny. It wasn't funny to begin. Well, the monologue wasn't even about Mr. Kirk. It was about Trump. And you skipping over that. You focusing on Kirk when it was not a. It really wasn't about him. It was how Trump was reacting towards this whole Kirk situation and dealing with the grief. And he dealing with the grief in a way that doesn't make sense. That's what it was really about. But you gonna do what you do best and deflect for the most part. But let's move on past you. Let's get into next up. It was David. Let's do him real quick. So apparently his LA home got raided, and come to find out this LA home apparently is either registered in his the AR of Sony Records over him. That's apparently what is being said. Not really sure if that's true or not, but it's what we know that this is David's home, and the police did a sweep to find evidence of anything. They ended up removing a computer, electronic devices. I don't know what they found, but it's getting real deep and real serious, and I really want to know who really knew, who in his circle knew exactly what was going on with him and the victim who's now deceased. Because we kind of know that her friends knew the situation and everything. And also there was a report that came out recently that her brother tried before she ended up reported missing. I think they said that her brother tried to get this man arrested, but there was lack of evidence to do that. That's what being said and allegedly. I don't know if it's true or not, but yeah, it's not looking good for him. And wow. We'll see how this gonna go. But let me know how y'all feel about it. But let's move on to the next. Let's get into Jay-Z. So Jay-Z, he been in New York trying to get this casino on Times Square. And apparently the the city board for Times Square. They is a group of 6 people, and it was 4-2 the vote. And I want to say the people who are actually with Jay-Z on this, getting this casino done, one of the men went off on the whole group, telling them that we actually did everything that we were supposed to do. We had everything. We was on there, and y'all are just wrong. This is just wrong. Y'all gonna regret this. Y'all gonna have to live with this. I said, what? I said, wait a minute. Why are you threatening them? Because they said no. They said no to this casino. They said it is not good for New York. It is not a good idea. Not good for that area because it will cause more crime, and it will mess up even because Broadway is there and everything else, shows and stuff like that. It'll just make things even more. It'll make it worse. A lot things more worse. And you not being satisfied with that, you gonna go off on them, and it's like, please, you gotta go back to them if y'all try to apply again. It's gonna be the same 6 people, and you just went off on them like they was beneath you. Like they should know who they messing with at all times. Like you should know that you should have passed this. You know what we trying to do? We trying to bring jobs. I said, you try to fill your pockets. That's what you're trying to do. You didn't put all this money into this, and you trying to get this up and off the ground. And what the next? It's gonna take about a good 5 years to build or whatever, because I think they building it from the ground up. So it's gonna take a minute to get it done the correct way. So I'm like, yeah, you really messing up. And you was one of the people that came with a group of people to talk. But they do the most. They do the most. But that's what's going on there. Let me know how y'all feel about it. But let's move on to the last thing that we got up. And I said, baby, this Carly B, I am the drama. That album is fire, baby. I said, baby, I didn't skip not one track. Not one. I said, oh, baby. I said, now I got to get the vinyl. I'm going to get all the vinyls, maybe. But the album is sick. And she did her thing. I said, it took 7 years, but I said, when you're a perfectionist, I understand that. You have doubts and you doubt yourself. And I said, well, I said she had to do what she had to do. She had a life to live, and we got everything. I said, baby, she did her thing. I said from the first track on, I said, cause my song, one of my songs, I said, hello, that's my stuff. Uh Pretty and Petty, baby. Pretty and Petty had, I said, oh shoot. Yes. Pretty and Petty. I said the Bodega song. I forget the title, the first title of it, but I know it's a bodega. I said that song. I actually liked the way I liked it, the song, the way it's all set up. I said it was everything. I said, that was a good one. Uh, what's this? It's the song that she got on there about Offset. Is it a man of your word? Man of your word or with your word? It's man of your word or with your word. Something like that. It's man something. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But that song right there where she was spitting about him and that relationship and what he put her through, she even admit to the things that she didn't do right in there. And admit that it wasn't all good on both sides. But still, you still did me wrong. And now that I didn't woke up, I'm back out back out and I'm back to me. Now you looking funny. I said, bitch. I said, please, I know it was hard trying to, being with a legend. I said, bitch. I said, I know that's right. I know that's right. I said, dang. I said, when she was in being with it, I know it's hard being with a legend. I said, an icon. I said, I looked at I had to look back at my phone, babe. My phone in the radio and go like, what the hell did I just hear? I said, no, I said, that's why I like Cardi. Because she wasn't playing. She let him know. I said, baby. She did her big one on this one. Congratulations to her. I love the way she did the marketing, everything. The tour is gonna start next year. And the baby, we know she's pregnant. The baby is due before she start touring. So yeah, it's gonna be hectic. I said, but I can't wait to see it, boo. I can't wait to see it. I said, please, and she gonna be here where I'm at in Cincinnati on it's either May 19, May 18, something. And I said, I'm gonna have to get me a ticket. I said, I'm gonna have to give me a ticket. I said, I'm gonna have to be there because I still gotta get my other ticket for my Monica and Brandy. But I said that I'm gonna have to show up and show out because she did her big one. She did. I said the song that I said, okay, the other song that I liked on there. I liked every single song. I didn't skip none of them. I love even the songs that she put, the up song, up in the stuff. It was like when you first heard it the first time, it's like, baby, that's my stuff. Then song with Meg Stack and WAP. I said, down there. I said, please start it. When that beat came on, when WAP came on, I started spitting. Both parts. I said, because they're my girls right there. They're my girls. I said the song with her and Selena Gomez. It was actually good. I don't listen to Selena Gomez like that. But I said that song it was nice. It was really nice. I love the way it was done. She got a song called Hello. which is my song. Uh, Magnet, I think that's the name of it. I said, baby, I like that. Magnet was good. On top of that, not just Magnet, but what is it? Player's Image. I think it's Player Image is that. I said I like that song. I really do. I like that song because I listened to that one while doing yard work, and I said, baby, I said, oh, she was at her. I said, oh, I said she was doing some ish talking on that, and I said, baby, I said, Cardi, really, but it was good. Um, what other song on there I loved? Principal with so the Principal song that features Janet Jackson is actually I didn't hear Janet in the song, but apparently it's what I get is Janet's song from her she sound it seemed like Carly sampled Janet's Principal song from back in the day and did her. And I said, but it was good. I said, I was like listening to it. I went, oh baby. I said, I like this. I said, but I was waiting for Janet. I was waiting for Janet. I wanted to hear. I said, I'm waiting on a track. I want a track with Cardi and Janet. I said, that's what for me, that's what I want. Hopefully I get one soon with Cardi and Janet. Original song with them. Because I want to hear one. What else? Both songs that she got with Summer Walker on there was good. Yeah, the first song on there was good. I said I love the song with her and Lizzo. I said, baby, baby, and I love me some Lizzo. And I said, oh, they did that one. I say all the features that she had on there, she did her big one. The song that with nobody on there, she did her big one too. I said they was all good. I said I didn't skip one. I said I'm about to go back after I get done with this video right here and check it out again. Woo! It's gonna be a rotation for a couple of days. But let me know how y'all felt about the album. It's big rollout. I hope it does what it's supposed to do on the charts because she deserved it. She worked hard. You work hard, play hard. That's how I do. But let me know how y'all feel about everything that I talked about today. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Paul. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel, and I will get back at y'all later. Bye, y'all.